Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to That's Football. I hope you're all doing well. From one eventful evening to another, we'll be talking about this tweet business. There's no beef. I don't know what people are talking about beef between me and Gary Neville. It's not beef. I think it's totally one-sided if it is beef. I'm not interested in that. And I'm not chicken. I think that's the whole bloody point, isn't it? I'm just, football's about opinion, and there's not many people out there who've actually got the balls to actually, stand by what they think. But I think people are just getting lost in what this is actually all about. And to me, it just comes across that Gary doesn't like people having an opinion on his opinion, which he's paid to give. So, ultimately, we can talk about that if you want to. But Champions League, Man City are beating Bruges 5-1. It might just be 6-1. It nearly was 6-1 there. So, but it's Atletico Madrid against Liverpool. I'm looking forward to this tonight. The Champions League is back, and Liverpool against Atletico Madrid is what we're going to be talking about. I will just give you the early team news on that. Well, it's not early team news, it is the team news. Atletico Madrid line up with Oblak, Felipe, Condobia, Hermoso, Koke, or Coke, I can never pronounce his name, Trippier, Lamar, De Paul, Carrasco, João Felix and Griezmann. Suarez is actually on the bench for them. Good team though, isn't it? And Liverpool, Alisson, Trent, Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson, Milner, Henderson, Keita, Salah, Firmino, Mane. Big game for Liverpool against United on Sunday, but they're obviously playing tonight in Spain. We play tomorrow in Manchester. So they get that extra day, but it's a massive, massive game for them. Gary versus Goldbridge. Okay, call Gary on United stand. Look, at the end of the day, I think that I don't really know how to approach this, but we've got a little bit of time, so let's talk about it. So I've just put the tweet out for the match. So look, it's one of those for me. I don't want to be having the look. It's standards. I'm not talking Ollie in and I'm not talking Ollie out. I don't want any ex-player to start saying Ollie out. I think if they did do that, I agree it would be a little bit, wrong for them to do that. But what I'm talking about is standards. And I feel that the standards of this football club is being lowered in an emotional blackmail. And I don't think Ollie's emotionally blackmailing people. I think the Glazers are. The Glazers are very clever people. They've put a team in charge that is united and protects them. But when it doesn't work, nobody really dares say anything bad about them. But the hypocrisy comes through when you look at the previous quotes from these ex-players in the media in relation to a Mourinho or a Van Gaal. And the demand to win a Premier League title in Mourinho's third year is not there when Ollie's got a better squad and is in his third year. And that's what I'm talking about. Standards. It's all right saying I'm not going to call a mate out. Well, I mean, literally, all I said, I replied to Gary Neville's tweet and I said, then, should we just not listen to you? Then, should we ignore you when you're talking about Manchester United from now on? Because you've openly admitted that you're not going to give an honest opinion on the way United are playing. And you think that a Europa League and top four is a good season. And he's replied and said, I wish you would ignore me or something like that. And I'm like, well, I can't ignore you for three reasons. One, you're everywhere on the bloody telly. Two, you're an ex-United player, a legend of the club, so your opinion is always going to hold weight. And three, you're paid to give your opinion. So I'm going to listen to what you've got to say. And if you don't like what people say in response to it, then you probably shouldn't work in the media. But he should work in the media because he's got a very good opinion. But on this one, I think it just shows the weight of feeling that people are very frustrated about the standards dropping at Manchester United. I'm not asking Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to be sacked. I think people are turning this into an Ollie in versus Ollie out debate. Gary Neville's Ollie in, I'm Ollie out. That's not what the case is. That's not what the case is here. I'm talking about standards. When I'm Ollie out, I'll say I'm Ollie out, but I'm talking about the standards. I don't like the fact that there has been no real uproar in relation to one of the worst performances I've seen from Manchester United in the last 8 years. And yet we've got the best team we've had in the last 8 years. The football is shocking. Brentford, Brighton, Liverpool, Villa, they all play better football than us. What's the excuse in year three? That's what I'm talking about. And it's this delayed sort of diluted approach to it that's quite frustrating from people who've got big voices about things like Super Leagues and Mourinho and how the Man United's run. But because their mate's in charge, they don't want to talk about ridiculous decisions like playing an injured Harry Maguire, about having no style of play, about tactically, and Gary would know this, and Paul Scholes would know this, because they've played at the highest level. When you're playing Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof as centre-backs, and then you're trying to press from the front, and you're leaving a gap as big as the Grand Canyon, teams are going to play through you. Has that been analysed? Has that been scrutinised? Has the coaching been scrutinised? No, because they're all mates, so they don't want to do it. In which case, your opinion becomes really unpalatable when we want to consume it. We want the opinion you give on Mourinho. We want the opinion you give on Pep or Klopp or anything like that. And that's my point. I want good opinion. I want the standards of Manchester United not to drop. And I firmly believe that these people, of which we're talking about, are being emotionally blackmailed and allowing the standards at Manchester United to drop because they don't want to say something about something that they like. And that's just my opinion on it. I don't think enough people really, they can turn it in what they want to turn it into, but I don't see many people out there, calling it out for the conversation that it should be. Why did Rio Ferdinand, Paul Scholes, etc. slag off Jose Mourinho for months at the same juncture that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's at? But they won't do that. We know why. They're emotionally attached to Ole, and I think in my opinion it should be, somebody's got to carry that torch of consistency, and it's not about being against Ole or Carrick or anyone like that. It's about the standards. 3 years ago, people wanted Mourinho out the club. He'd won a Europa League. He took us to second place, but it was very clear that he'd fell off. 3 years later, no one's talking about anything. It's like, Europa League's all right. Give him the season. Standards have dropped, and that's all it is. That's all it is. Yeah, we'll ask Paul Ince about this on Thursday morning. But you know what? There's an easy comeback, Gary. Just call me a Forest fan and Ince a Liverpool fan. Haters will love that, and it's a very easy way of winning an argument. But the reality is, the proper conversation is to have a proper conversation about where Manchester United are. But we won't get that. It will be on Twitter. We won't get a proper grown-up conversation because I guarantee you, Gary Neville is exactly the same as a lot of other people who've never met me but listen to liars about lies and get, and form a false opinion. When ultimately, I and many other people only want what's best for Manchester United and are very open to having a debate about what that's about, because ultimately, we all dream the same dream and we want the same thing. But the fun of football is having different debates. Liverpool fans have been through this. They had it with Hodgson. They wanted him out. They brought Kenny Dalglish in, a legend of the club. But what do? Kenny Dalglish. I remember when I was a kid, Kenny Dalglish was bloody winning everything with Liverpool. They bring him back after Hodgson. It's very obvious he's not going to be the right man. Do you stick with Kenny? Do you get rid of him? And, ultimately it's a very hard thing. We're all passionate. And Marvo says, you're a hypocrite, Mark. I guarantee I'm a hypocrite. We're all hypocrites. Are you a hypocrite, or does your opinion change? I don't think I'm a hypocrite. You can give me an example of being a hypocrite. I don't think I'm a hypocrite. But I'm more than happy to have the conversation. I go live with you lot most nights for a couple of hours, and I won't avoid a conversation. So, we want Gary to say Ollie out, but you ain't. You want Gary to say Ollie out, but you ain't Ollie out. I didn't say that. See, you've wasted £1.79, Matt, NC there. I don't want Gary Neville to say Ollie out. I don't want Paul Scholes to say Ollie out. Because I haven't said it myself. That would be hypocritical. What I want is for people to stop lowering the standards and saying that winning the Europa League and getting in the top four would be a successful season. It wouldn't. And it wouldn't be described as a successful season when Mourinho was here. You need to turn your head on to what we're discussing here. We're talking the lowering of the standards and the allowance of it to happen. Also, while Gary Neville has been consistent, Jose and Van Hal, Scholes hypocrisy is disgusting. Great player, crap pundit, hounded Jose but failed at Oldham, says Michael Peralta. But Gary himself said that, in the third season, Mourinho had to win a league title. So why is that not the same for Ollie now? He's now saying that a Europa League title would be a good one or whatever. Harris says, you can't even say Ollie out. Go and say it, Mark. I know you want to. But yeah, but my opinion is there for you every single day. And what have I said? I said if we lose to Liverpool on Sunday, for me, he's got to go. But reality is, I probably should have said it already. But emotionally, I would admit that there is a bit of a struggle there. But ultimately, it's about what's best for Manchester United. Simple as that, isn't it? They're all hypocrites, says Sean Turner. All happy to go in on the Glazers and board because they're not good for the club. Well, guess what? Neither is your mate, says Sean Turner. Well, there you go. It's all about opinion at the end of the day, isn't it? Anyway, we have got a Liverpool versus Atletico Madrid watch-along for you tonight. Manchester United's turn tomorrow night. I think it's going to be very interesting. And look, what I don't want to happen, but I think will happen is, you're going to get, the people who don't seem to have the best interests of Manchester United at heart because they're just being emotionally attached to the coaches because they like them, they're going to be deemed as the Ollie Inners now. And people like myself who just want a conversation about how the standards are dropping will be deemed as the Ollie Outers. I will tell you right here, right now, I hope we beat Atlanta 4-0. I hope we beat Liverpool 4-0. I hope we beat Spurs 4-0. And I hope we beat Man City 4-0. Because we'll be in a title race and we'll be in a Champions League race then and we'll be playing well. And we haven't changed the manager. I want that more than anything. So that this is not about that. This is about the standards. And I think there is hypocrisy around the standards of this football club when you're talking about winning a Europa League that we're not even in at the moment. And to be in the Europa League, you've got to massively fail in the Champions League with Mr. Champions League, Cristiano Ronaldo. As a Liverpool fan, it was funny to see United fail last season after season. But what we really want is a competitive league with fixtures with United in it, says Alfie. And look, this is it. I don't understand how ex-United players, Man United fans, Man United players currently are not sat here tonight as frustrated as I and many others are. This season was promising so much. Ollie himself said we need to be challenging for a title in April. We won't be challenging for a title in October at this rate. That's a huge drop in standards. And the play, this. I get the siege mentality. It's very important, and if the fans going in on the players gives them enough kick up the arse to perform, then it'll be well worth it anyway. But I think these people who are who's better for United players at the moment? The United players who are the United fans who are calling them out to do better, or the United fans who are going, you know what? It's a work in progress. It would be a successful season to win the Europa League. That's lowering the standards and it's lowering the players' mentality. The players need to feel under pressure. The players need to know not just what the fans want, but what they want. Mason Greenwood should be winning the Champions League. Marcus Rashford should be winning the Champions League. Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, they should be winning the Premier League. This is what they should be doing. They shouldn't be winning FA Cups and Europa Leagues. I mean, I take them at the moment, but this is what we should be doing. Manchester United, Manchester Airport evacuated suspicious package, says Dot. I thought there was going to be a joke there, but if that's serious, that's bad news. Man United is a club grounded in nepotism, says Charles Gibson. I just genuinely feel that there is a lowering of the standards at the football club, and realistically, if you win an FA Cup, that becomes a good season now. Scholesy said it himself 3 years ago. He said, I look at United under Mourinho, we're meant to be the Barcelona, the Real Madrid, the PSG, the Juventus, the Bayern Munich of England. Fourth place in an FA Cup, that's what Arsenal celebrate. We're Manchester United, we've got the resources, we need to be challenging for Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues every year. That was 3 years ago. If you said something like that now, people would think you were crazy. But 3 years ago, Paul Scholes quite rightly said that under Jose Mourinho. 3 years later, if he said that now, you'd be going, he's having a laugh. What's he been drinking? But 3 years ago, he said it. The standards are dropping, people. I love the content, Mark. Always wondered how you find the balance between your job and home life given the unsociable hours with games, etc. It's not easy, Leon, but to be honest with you, I just love talking about football. And I would be watching these games anyway. So rather than sat on the sofa on my own, I'm sat on the sofa in a chair watching the match, chatting to you good people. So there you go. Score prediction for this game. I think it's... I'm interested in the Champions League anyway. I mean, I've been watching... I'm probably more interested in the Champions League than I've ever been since United and Sir Alex Ferguson parted ways, because we used to be in the Champions League every year and we used to be contenders. And then over the last 8 years, it's been sort of 50-50. We're in it, we're out, we're in it, we're out. But I've always watched the Champions League. So I'm well used to watching the Champions League without United being in it. But Liverpool have started this group really well. They've got 6 points. Atletico Madrid have got 4. And I don't really think any other team can compete with them. Having said that, Liverpool and Atletico Madrid have got 2 games against each other. If AC Milan could beat Porto twice, it gives them an opportunity. But really for Liverpool, 6 points. They've still got home games to play. I think that with regards to Liverpool, if they can go and get a result in Madrid, then they're going to go through the group. And Liverpool will get through that group anyway, I believe, but they've got a real opportunity to just confirm their not just going through the group but going through in first place. So, but I think it'll be an interesting game because, as I say, they've got some really good players. Atletico Madrid. I've got to say, in my ignorance, I've got no idea what's going on in La Liga. I actually know what's going on in Serie A and the Bundesliga more than I know that's going on in the Liga at the moment. But they're 4th place. They're only 3 points off the top. Atletico Madrid, Real Sociedad are in top at the moment. That's funny because that happened last year with Real Sociedad. They must have something in the water in Sociedad where they start the league really well. Because I remember Sociedad starting the league really well last year, and then we ended up playing them in the Europa League and they were crap. But recent results for Atletico Madrid are as follows. They beat Barcelona 2-0 at the weekend. Who can't? Obviously, they beat AC Milan, Alaves. They've beaten them. They've drawn a few. They've drawn 3, but they're unbeaten, Atletico Madrid. And they beat Barcelona 2-0 at the weekend. I mean, you look at that Atletico Madrid lineup, it's very good. But Barcelona are just not... They're not the team they used to be. So, yeah, I think Liverpool... I mean, look, this is a really interesting game because Liverpool are playing so well at the moment. I mean, I hope Atletico Madrid win because I'm a United fan, but I hope Atletico Madrid win and Liverpool aren't really good because I'm a United fan and we're playing them on Sunday. So, but they're on fire at the moment, Liverpool, and it's going to be really, really difficult to sort of look past Liverpool because I do think that the Premier League, I had this conversation last year, I do think the Premier League is on another level to La Liga, so I do think that Liverpool will win this. But it'd be a good result for Atletico Madrid if they could get a point. They might shock us, but we'll see. Gary put in Maguire in his combined 11. Defo not because he did an interview with him and played golf with him, says Juicy Melons. Look, to me, I don't like this whole... Well, it's a conversation. I would be more than happy to sit down and have a conversation with an ex-player like I do with Paul Ince and people like that about what's going on at United. That's where I get off the train. I'm not interested in, this pantomime beef which is based on nothing. All I'm talking about is the standards at Manchester United are dropping, and I think that certain ex-players are a part of that, and therefore I will talk about it because... we don't live in the world we used to live in 25 years ago, where the only conversation you heard was Alan Hansen talking to Jimmy Hill or Gary Lineker on Match of the Day. Social media means you can have a conversation. And if you're going to put your opinion out there, then you've got to understand that you're going to get a bit of an opinion back if it's a divisive one. And it's not about beef, it's about having a conversation, isn't it? Ollie's got 3 games to save his job, says Dot. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think we're going to lose to Liverpool. I don't. I really don't. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer... I've said this a number of times. I think Solskjaer will still be the United manager this time next year. I do. I do. Whether that's right or wrong, I do. I just think we're run by bad people. What was the tweets? It's on my Twitter feed, at Mark Goldbridge. Samir says, Neville bodied you on Twitter. I don't think he did, mate. I think if anyone bodied anybody, it came the other way. But as I said, that's not what it's about. Stick to your debates with Jamie Carragher if you don't want a proper debate on United, because Jamie's always going to do it from a point of banter, isn't he? This is real. This is about Manchester United fans having an opinion on Manchester United. Grown up conversation. United fan, but Salah is most definitely the best player in the world, just JA. I think he's a fantastic player, Mo Salah. I can't wish injury on him, so I don't know what I can hope for the Liverpool game at the weekend. I mean, we've been quite lucky this season, United. Antonio didn't play against us. Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison didn't play against us. And Diddy didn't play against us. So Liverpool not having somebody available would be nice, but I can't honestly start saying things like I wish an injury on him or anything like that. He's to me, he's the most informed player in the world at the moment, and I don't think he gets the credit he deserves as well. Salah, I don't. I think he's a little bit like Son at Spurs over the years. I don't know whether it's because one's South Korean and one's Egyptian. He's Egyptian, and I don't mean that in a bigoted way or anything like that. But what I mean is that I think if Salah was Brazilian, he'd be all over the world as massive. But I think sometimes when you come from the more unfashionable football countries, you don't get the credit you deserve. But no, I think he's a fantastic player. Unfortunately, he plays for Liverpool, but I think Fabinho's a fantastic player. Van Dijk's a fantastic player. And look, we all get things wrong. What did I say when Liverpool bought Van Dijk for 75 million? Liverpool have just spent 75 million on the Dutch Chris Smalling. So, we all get things wrong. But I think Neymar's a fantastic player as well. But I just think Salah's the only negative about Salah, he wears a Liverpool shirt, and if you're a Liverpool fan, that's not a negative. But get Gary on the show, the Ultimate Battle. He won't dare do that, will he? Because he'll have believed some nonsense, bullshit lies that people have told him, and just have a sort of hate agenda. I actually like the guy. I've never met him, but I like his. I like his opinions. I don't agree with them all the time, and as a Manchester United player, best right back and for Man United in England in my lifetime. But people, I've had to deal with this for the last 6 years. Unfortunately, people spread lies about you and clip little bits up about you, and it antagonises people who've never met you. I can't do anything about it, but of course I'd sit and have the discussion, but I'm not sitting in a crowd putting my hand up. Mark, do you like Conte? I feel like if we appoint Conte, we are just repeating the same thing we did in the past: appoint a winner and hope for the best. Let's see what happens on Sunday, mate. I can't talk about sacking a manager. I can talk about Zidane and Conte when it's on a morning show and it's in the news, but I can't really sit here and say, let's go and get this manager, let's go and get that manager. I still harbour hope that things can turn around, but I don't. I'm not for Conte, to be honest with you. He'd play a system I don't really want to see at Manchester United. I don't want to see a back five. But the funny thing is, I might see a back five under Ollie now. So I think if Ollie starts playing a back five and it doesn't work, then why would you not just get Conte? But I don't ever want to see a back five. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. Scripter says, what's your thoughts on the City game, Mark? I mean, I didn't keep an eye on it, but that's a fantastic result for Manchester City as well. Lots of goals, and they've also beaten a Club Brugge side that has done quite well in this group so far. So very good result for Manchester City. Ominously, I think City and Liverpool are starting to move into that form that they know they're going to have to be in this year. So Liverpool are wearing the polished duster kit. If you know, you know. But I'm going to go Liverpool to win. I'm actually going to go big. I'm actually going to go Liverpool to win it, and I'm going to go 3-1 to Liverpool. I think I'll go with. So that's what I'm going to go with. But let's move. Let's move. Please subscribe to the channel, by the way, bottom right hand corner, and smash a like on the video. That'd be great. Lots of conversation to come. Get your questions in as well. Players are just coming ready to go. But we've got a. I'm doing Arsenal Villa on Friday night, by the way, as well. I mean, here's an interesting quote from Ollie I wanted to put out there. If this is your manager after the start to the season United have had, and you could be a Chelsea fan and Arsenal fan, if your manager came out and said after 1 point from 9 and 14 from 24, when you're meant to be a title contender, he says we need to improve, every team will go through a patchy period, we're in one now, the coaching staff we have got is absolutely amazing, the attention to detail, training sessions, preparations, I don't think I could ask for better. Read what I just said. 1 point from 9, 14 from 24. You couldn't ask for better. Mate, you're failing. Who's at fault then? Who's going to go under the bus, Ollie? Because someone's got to go under it for that start. It's either the coaching or it's the players. So you're saying it's the players? If I was a player, I'd read those quotes and I'd go, well, that's, there's only one thing to deduct from that. If his coaching's superb, it must be the players. And we'll see tomorrow night, because I think he'll have to... he's probably going to make some changes. Do you like Rangers? I just subbed Mark, says Grace McLeod. I don't really pick a side when it comes to Rangers or Celtic, because it's, obviously, as we know, it's a political choice as well. But I'd love to see Scottish football back where it was when I was growing up. In the early 90s, I remember Rangers playing in the European Cup. And Celtic were, good clubs, but I don't know what's gone wrong with Scottish football. There seems to be a lack of good Scottish players coming through, and they've lost that power as well. I presume it's a money thing because no one wants to watch the Scottish League, but it would be nice to see Rangers and Celtic back as challengers in Europe, but it's fell off, hasn't it? It really has. We've got nearly 9,000 watching, so thanks everyone for tuning in. Keep your questions coming in. I just need to start the timer up here. But looking forward to the Champions League. I love it, and I hope Manchester United can stay in it for as long as possible. But if we don't beat Atalanta tomorrow, we might be playing Europa League football in February. But, you know, that's for tomorrow night. Tonight, this is one of the better games. Liverpool against Atletico Madrid. Looking forward to it. Simeone and Klopp have a little bit of an embrace. A packed out stadium. And this is what I do love. Autumnal nights, dark Champions League nights and skies. But full stadia. You know, I think we all forget how recently we were living this nightmare of not... Well, thankfully we had football, but it was being played in empty stadiums. Great to see packed out stadiums in Europe for games like this. And, you know, we're very Premier League centric, of course, but football's a global sport, and it's great to see a packed out stadium for a game like this. Loving it. Hi Mark, sending a second super chat. You didn't read the first one. Given where United are, what is your definition of a successful United season, says Ryle. Well look, Gary Neville and Carragher were back on that, spoke last night and said that a successful season for Manchester United would be top 4, so let's say 4th, Europa League and FA Cup. That's not a successful season, I'm sorry. It's not. And you certainly can't be saying it's a successful season in October. In May, people would probably go, we've won 2 trophies. That's good. But for me, it's about the trophy you win. I'll go back to what Paul Scholes said when Mourinho was here. Man United should be competing for the Premier League and the Champions League every year. The FA Cup, top 4, and the Europa League is not any of those. The Europa League, you're in it because you're not good enough to be in the Champions League. The FA Cup, no one really gives a shit about anymore, and 4th is 4th. A successful season for Manchester United with the squad we've got, the players we've got, and we're in mid-October. The only thing you can say in mid-October is a successful season for United is competing for the Premier League and the Champions League. And that's the only thing you should be saying in October. And that's what I was calling out, standard dropping. Can't say in the middle of October it would be good to win the Europa League, the FA Cup and finish in the top 4. Such a defeatist attitude in October. Speak about it in April. Don't speak about it now. The standards with Ronaldo and Varane and the players we've got should be Premier League and Champions League contenders. That's the end of the sentence for me. End of the sentence. So thanks for that, Ryle. Really appreciate that super chat. We're about to go here. Here we go. There we go. There we go. Why is the timer not on the screen? It is now. I think Liverpool's kit looks like if you ever do the polishing, I quite like polishing and hoovering. I've admitted it. And we've got a polish duster exactly like that. Bright yellow with the red stitching on the end. Luke Jones, well said, Mark, you should be a pundit. Well, this is the whole thing. I don't need a Twitter beef. At the end of the day, instead of having a Twitter beef, which I refuse to do, why could we not just have a conversation on the United stand or wherever, where these people, whether it's Gary Neville or bloody Rio Ferdinand or whoever else, say, I think a successful season is winning the Europa League, and I could say, but it's the middle of October, you can't say that with the players we've got, and you wouldn't have said that under Jose, so why are you saying it now under Ollie? And then explain why that. And then they explain why that is. And then you have a debate. And people go with whichever side. And you probably hit both sides. Who's your favourite pro wrestler? Says In Your Head. I don't really watch wrestling anymore. I was massively disappointed with WrestleMania. Did a watch-along and switched it off. But I used to love it. Anyway, we're up and running here. The only reservation I have about Atletico Madrid is that they are pretty boring. I've said it. They're a pretty boring side. So... Got a very good bench though. Llorente, Herrera, Jimenez, Suarez. But keep your eye on the other results today because AC Milan are playing in Portugal, and if they win, they're in the same group as this, so they could put a bit of pressure on. Sheriff are playing Inter Milan. Watch out for the Sheriff. They've been doing well. Prediction for Sunday, Mark. I presume we're talking Man United against Liverpool. I think it'll be a draw. I actually don't think United will lose, because any United fan should be able to tell you this. When people doubt Ollie and think he's out down and out, he gets a result. So I'd be very worried if I was Liverpool. And I think deep down Liverpool fans will be worried, because history shows that when Solskjaer's in trouble... I mean, I remember Ollie being in trouble a couple of years ago. He'd had a bad set of results, and we had Spurs under Mourinho and Man City under Pep to play, and Poch was out of a job, and everyone was like, Ollie's gone by Christmas, we're going to get Poch, and he went and won them both. So I'd be worried if I was Liverpool. I think it could be I don't think we'll win, but I think it'll be a draw. Yeah. Donny says, I didn't know this. Ollie's points per game as permanent manager is worse than Moyes. I mean, that's something you don't really see anymore. We used to see that a lot with Jose Mourinho, win percentage, points per game. I haven't seen that mentioned for a long time, so I don't know whether that's true or not. But Liverpool, I'm really watching Liverpool tonight, because I'm really watching how Liverpool play ahead of United, and I'm sure Ollie's going to be watching this as well. Not that's football, he won't be watching that, but he'll be watching Liverpool. Jeannie says, I'm pretty sure there's been an Ollie out movement every year he's been in charge. That's what I mean. Definitely, there's been. Well, I remember the one last year vividly. It was after we lost to Istanbul, and even United were talking to Pochettino. So that's one. There was another one just before we bought Bruno. We lost to Burnley. Even I said Ollie out then. So that's 2 years ago in January. And I think as well, it was 2 years at the start of December. So he's had 3 definite periods where there's been doubts about him. And now 4. So 4. This is what I mean. You've got to applaud the guy. Some people say he's lucky. I just think he's got an endurability that's... he hangs in there. You know, if Ollie was a boxer, he'd be the sort of guy, Rocky, takes punishment, but hangs in there till the final round, and then hopefully he throws a few punches and wins a title. Losing to the best, Burnley does happen to the best of us, Jeff, yes. And this is what I mean. Sam says he's been in all those problems and he's come out of everyone. Well, he said it this afternoon. I've been in this position before. I know how it works. Ollie gets 1.81 points per game as permanent manager. Mourinho 2.19, LVG 2.05, and David Moyes 1.94. I'm going to write that down. So 2.19 Mourinho, LVG 2.05, Moyes 1.94, and Ollie 1.81. But what is it if you take into his interim period? Because everyone will say you can't not do that. Bruno was bought in January 2020. Yes, it'll be 2 years in January. Doesn't it worry you that, Mark, that Ollie has been here before? Well, yeah. I mean, look, if you want consistency, he keeps ending up in these positions quite regularly, doesn't he? But his position seems to solidify. 5 minutes in here. Madrid just looking to settle. Look at the way Liverpool pass, says Winnie. Yeah. It's also the coaching style as well. I mean, I know Ollie said it's not him, but you look at the Simeones of this world, the Peps of this world, the Klopps of this world. They're very animated. They're very animated. Look at Simeone. They're very animated coaches. And the issue you've got is, and I'm going to expose something here. If you've got Simeone or Conte or Klopp telling their players what to do, they're obviously hands-on coaches in the training ground. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has said he does... Can you stop that hiccuping, please? I'm trying to do a stream. So rude. That's the dog. Anyway, the point is, it's about how can Ole Gunnar Solskjaer stand on the touchline when giving out orders about pressing and this, that, and the other when he says he's not a coach. Thoughts on the Wolves comeback at Villa, says ABC. You know what? I didn't even know. It's Salah again. He scored. He's done it again. Mo Salah has done it again. He got a little bit of luck with the shot, but Salah again makes it 1-0, and he's just cutting on. I mean, he's just so good at the moment. I mean, it gets a bit fortuitous with the goal. Keeper Oblak would have saved it without a shadow of a doubt, but he's. We're going to apologise now. He's cuts in. Well, he's got it right on the touchline. He skips past 2 players, 3 players, and then shoots. And I think Milner wants to claim this. I think it's actually Milner's goal. I think Milner throws his foot at it. But he's in the form. I'm tempted to say he's in the form of his life. I don't think he is in the form of his life. I just think he's in fantastic form. But they've given the goal. I think Milner threw his foot out at that. It's Milner's goal. But it's all about Salah. I don't think Salah will care too much. But yeah, it's not like Simeone won't have told his Atletico Madrid players to keep tight on him, is it? That's worrying for me because Luke Shaw's not in the best form. Although Luke Shaw normally always does play well against Salah. He normally pockets him. But Luke Shaw's not in great form and Salah's in world-class form. It could be a bit of an issue at the weekends. But yeah, he's looking very good, Salah. 1-0. Liverpool. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. An early goal for Liverpool. Exactly what you'd want if you're a Scouser. Oh, I tell you what, Firmino nearly getting on the cutback from Mane then. The problem is Liverpool just looks so energetic, confident. It's not 1-0 to Atletico Madrid. Sorry, imagine if people are tuning in and going, oh my God. No, sorry, I've got that wrong. Given the wrong goal. Sack Goldbridge. Upset some Liverpool fans now. It's the only power I've got at the moment. As a United fan, it's the only power I've got over Liverpool fans. Gifting the goal wrong. PSG are winning 1-0 as well. Firmino's looking good as well. Nice ball into Salah. Oh, look at this again. He is in. I mean, he's just absolutely mugged off the fullback for Atletico Madrid there. The way he skipped past him. And the thing is, as a player at the moment, you know, we've all been there, I suppose. Probably not as a footballer, but, you know, he's just bang on form at the moment. Just want to see if Fabinho's on the bench. Yeah, he is, so he'll be fit for the weekend. Why do you think Fabinho's not been picked? As per reports, Ollie has got the Glazers support, and now that United is rumoured to go with 5 at the back. And if United still lose or draw the next 3 fixtures, how long would you think it would take for Ollie to be gone, says Sushrit? I can't answer that question. I don't know. All I would say is if we lose to Liverpool on Sunday, I personally would make a change. I'm not going to scream and shout like some people do. I'm not in for that. It's a very pragmatic assessment of the situation, and I personally would make a change if we lose to Liverpool on Sunday. But with this board, they're incompetent, so I wouldn't expect anything to change. I certainly don't think they'd be looking to sack him before they sacked Mourinho, and that was Christmas. Perfect game for Liverpool before they play us. Atletico Madrid set up defensive like we will, most likely, says Leo. Yeah. You know what? But I was saying this on the United preview for the Atalanta game. I think in many ways, we've got the perfect game ahead of Liverpool because we're playing Atalanta, who are an attacking side. But it works both ways. You're right. Liverpool playing Atletico Madrid are playing a team that's going to be similar to United, apart from they'll probably defend better. But it's a good point, Leo. Well done. Salamani and Firmino are ridiculously fast with Varane out and Ollie not considering Bay What do you think our defensive lineup will be? I think we'll play with a back five, Chiri, and I think we'll do it tomorrow as well. Ollie would be seeing Simeone play Carrasco as our left-sided wing-back. Now he can play his back five with Rashi at left wing-back, says Bradley. But if we go to back five, it makes it even more confusing why you'd even bother signing. Oh, it's 2! Liverpool are mauling Atletico Madrid here. Keita with an absolute banger. And they're just making light work of Atletico Madrid here. They will not be happy with this in Spain. Specifically, if you're an Atletico Madrid fan, which not all Spanish people are. But Liverpool, for all those people who've travelled over there, they'll be loving this. It's annihilation. It's not good for United. This is not good for United. Keita makes it 2. And I don't like watching this, and probably wouldn't be watching this, but we're playing them on Sunday, and I think there's things to learn ahead of that game. And what I am learning here is that Liverpool are on fire and playing very, very confident football. And it's a lovely hit by Keita to make it 2-0. Would you not sack him if we lose to Atalanta, pal, says Jack? No, I would give him the Liverpool game, yeah. Although I think if he loses to Atalanta, we're in big trouble in that group, because we've still got to then go and play Atalanta in Italy and Villarreal in Spain. So, hey, we know what United are going to do. Park the bus. And that's another thing about the standards as well. You know, these ex-players can stick up for Ollie, but the football's shit. And the only way he's gonna solve it is by playing crap defensive football, which these lads never played in their time at United. So why do they think that's acceptable as well? Yeah, I don't know why I think United are going to get a draw. Mark, we as United are screwed, says the football gurus. Yeah, but remember, Man United against Liverpool is a bit like a draw. It's a derby, effectively. You know, it will be 75,000 fans at Old Trafford environments, and players will be pumped up. You know, people like Scott McTominay, perfect for this. He'll be singing Scooby-Doo down the tunnel, and he'll be pumped up. So, you know, we might be able to get through on passion in a derby. It's a great leveller. I think only Mendy is better than De Gea at this moment, says Pisco. Thanks for the super chats there. Yeah, it was a well-taken goal by Keita. I'm sure Suarez will come on at some point. Simeone's trying to calm him down. With this form Liverpool is in, we might be in for a thrashing Sunday. This is a derby and we should go in confident. I'm terrified, says Chiri. We'll go into it defensively. What if we beat Atalanta but lose to Liverpool? Can you turn that down a bit, please? What if we beat Atalanta but lose to Liverpool? Will his job still be on the line, or would Champions League be an excuse for him? Emil, I think you're trying to create logic out of incompetence. I think we can lose to Atalanta and Liverpool and he'll still be comfortable in his job. So I wouldn't start thinking about what should happen. I think what you should accept is what is going to happen. Mark says he hates Liverpool. I mean, I don't hate on anything. I think it's not a way to live. I've sort of learnt that as I've got older. I don't like Liverpool. They're our biggest rival, but I can understand that this is a really look. If you're a Liverpool fan, you're going to be loving it, aren't you? You can see structure, you can see identity. You're excited. You're successful. That's four things that we're not. We don't see structure, we don't see identity, we're not excited, and we're not successful. You're ticking the things I wish United ticked. The truth hurts, says Emil. Would I take Simeone at Man United? No. No, Alex. I do firmly believe that Manchester United's quest should involve what Liverpool have got, what Man City have got. You know, attacking football. It's not the Holy Grail. It's not like one team in the world's playing attacking football. A lot of teams are playing attacking, adventurous football in the modern era. In fact, I think that's what the modern era is. I think 10 years ago, these defensive sides that Mourinho had were capable of winning the big prizes. But nowadays, you're seeing high-intensity attacking football. And that's what I want to see. So I wouldn't take Simeone at United just because he's a better coach than Ollie. The football would still be very hard to watch. There are coaches out there that could come into Manchester United's team and make it play attacking football. Hi Mark, what do you think is going to happen at Steve Bruce? Leo, he should get sacked. Don't let Gary Neville tell you. Hear that? I'd sack Steve Bruce tomorrow because he's going to get sacked at some point. And if you're looking to rebuild a project, then make the change as quick as you can. The only reason I think Newcastle haven't done it is because they can't get the manager they want. Because even if Mike Ashley was in charge, Steve Bruce should get the sack. They've got 3 points from 8 games. That's relegation form. You've got to make a change, haven't you? So I would make a change. Got it. There's been a murder. There's been a fly murder. I didn't really. That's why I pretended to wipe it on the table. Do you think Bruno's better than Ronaldo? No. Leave it out. There's probably actually, if I had killed that fly, and it will always be open to interpretation now, there's probably people who would be offended by that. What was the best attacking trio ever? Says Brandon. That's a good half-time topic. I like that. Oh, good defending by Trent Alexander-Arnold there. Cross to the back post. He would have been in. Madrid trying to work their way back in. Hopefully, I did say 3-1 to Liverpool though. Give me some love. We aren't even good at playing defensive football, says Jack Reed. Yeah, I think, but this is what's going to happen at United, isn't it? We're crap at attacking. We're crap at defending. So now let's sort our defending out. Will United play a back five similar to Madrid, says S. Ahmed. Goal! Atletico Madrid have got a goal back here. Game on! Game on! I told you. I didn't tell you, but we've got a good game on. Simeone's happy. Game on. 2-1. I don't know who scores. What a game. What a first 20 minutes. Loving it. Loving it, loving it, loving it. We're loving it like that. Good play by Lamar. Skips past Keita. Shot. He's not offside. Koke with the shot. I think it's it's Griezmann who flicks it in. Yeah, he's definitely onside. And I think by the time... Yeah, it's a goal. It's a goal, that is. 2-1. You always got to have a look for VAR, but I don't think there's anything in that one. 2-1 it is. They're checking it, but... Griezmann scored the goal. They're checking it on VAR. I'll be amazed if this doesn't go in as a goal. Still checking it. I mean, there must be something going on here because that's a long time to wait. Zidane plays... We'll talk about that in a minute. Cherry, let's have a look. I'd be worried here if I was Atletico Madrid. Well, I'm worried because I want Atletico Madrid to make a game of it. Come on. How long do you want to wait? Yeah, he's giving it. Yeah, they're giving it. Zidane plays a 4-3-3 with 2 wide forwards and a striker. He would probably play Matic, Pogba and Donny, which means Bruno will be on the bench. Conte doesn't play with a number 10 either. Thoughts, says Chiri. Yeah, but Bruno can play Bruno could play in a 3, not as a 10. Bruno can play on the right as a wide forward. Just because Bruno plays as a 10 doesn't mean he can't play in other positions. What would you do if Sir Alex Ferguson came back to manage Manchester United, says Hebby? Well, he wouldn't and shouldn't. As much as I love the guy, I wouldn't want him to come back. Because he deserves to enjoy his retirement. He's done his shift. He's done more than enough. And also, I think if Sir Alex did come back, which he shouldn't ever come back, I don't think he'd be successful. He's been out of the game a very long time and the game's moved on a lot. And the United aren't anywhere near as prepared as they were under his tenure. Running down the wing, Air United sing, Viva Ronaldo, Viva Ronaldo. No, 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 no. Thanks everyone who's watching. Here we go. We're down the left-hand side with João Felix. I'll tell you what, it's a pleasure to watch João Felix tonight because I've not seen him play in bloody ages. He always seems to be injured or not selected. So it's nice to actually get to watch a bit of João Felix. But I tell you what, I've enjoyed this game. This is what happens when you... I don't want Liverpool to win, but the best thing that can happen in a game like this is that the attacking team scores early and the defensive team can't play defensive anymore. So it opens up the game, especially when the defensive team is the home team. So we've actually got the best scenario going on here at the moment. But it just shows you Liverpool can be scored against. We've seen that. Ajax are 2-0 up as well. Daley Blind scored against Dortmund. S. Ahmed says, do you think a change to a back 5 by Ollie will work or not? Well, mate, you have to hope it will work, but I think it's pure desperation, and I don't like where it will send us if he is successful with it, but you've got to hope it is successful, haven't you? We've only had 25 minutes in this game, 3 goals. Yabba dabba doo. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. We're on the road to 561,000. We're only 300 away. So please subscribe, bottom right hand corner, get involved. Everybody's welcome on here. It's not a club specific channel, it's a channel for everybody. Next watch along I'm doing is Friday night, Arsenal against Villa. That could be fun. I am doing Man United versus Atalanta tomorrow, but that will be on the United stand, of course. And we were talking last night about the Christmas fixtures. We basically get a week off. Christmas Day is on a Saturday. They play the previous weekend, then they don't play till Boxing Day then. So there's no midweek games before it. PSG 1-0 against Leipzig. A goal by Mbappe, says it's visual. Nice ball over the top. Firmino volleys it wide and over. Himanshu says, are you going to do boxing watch along for White versus Wallin? Depends when they are and what time they're at, mate. I don't really like getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning unless it's a massive fight like Tyson was. But I did enjoy it. I've given up on The Walking Dead. I'm so far behind. And I do need to go back and finish it, to be fair. Oh, it's in the UK. Okay. Ollie will try and sell a back 5 as the United way, says Michael Nelson. It's on at 11 p.m. I might watch that then, yeah. Why not? We'll do another watch along because I think White is the next contender. Oh, he's in! He's messed it up. He's messed it up. Griezmann, he could have squared it to... he could have sweated that and squared it to João Felix. And he didn't. He tried to go himself in a one-on-one. And it was a good save. Goal Leipzig as well, 1-1. Where were you for Moscow 2008, says Matt Hancocks. I know where I was for that. Yeah, I was in Birmingham for that one. Here we go. Yeah, he just get. I mean, to be fair, Alisson makes himself very big and it hits him in the face. No, it doesn't. It hits him in the arm. But it was a heavy touch by Griezmann that just gave Alisson that chance to get a bit closer. Drell says, I'm a Chelsea fan. You're great. Just subscribe. Thanks, pal. Everyone's welcome on here. Looking like another good season for Chelsea. Opinion on Norwich? Well, we don't normally talk about the crap teams in the league. I've got to be honest, I haven't really watched Norwich that much. I'm a big fan of Max Aarons. I think he's a very good player. I thought Godfrey was a good player, obviously, before. Campbell's decent, but Norwich are an interesting team. You play good football, but you just get beat every week. I think the frustrating thing with Norwich is that you see teams like Brentford coming up and they make a real go of it. But Norwich are that team that are too good for the Championship but not good enough for the Prem. Do you wash your legs in the shower, says Danny Doritos? Oh, it's a bit like the question, do you face the shower or turn your back to it? I always turn my back to the shower. I think if I turned my face to it, it just feels wrong. But other people are going to say the other same. But apparently people don't wash their legs, they let it just run down. I'm a bit of a 50-50 really. You know. He's a bit of a fixer-upper. Off topic, when will you play GTA 5, says Addy. I've already played it, mate. My next game I'm going to play, apart from I play FIFA every day, is going to be... Call of Duty. Probably do Red Dead Redemption as well. But please remember, do you remember the time? I don't know why I'm singing Michael Jackson. I hate it. I don't hate him. He's dead. Which doesn't mean you can hate a dead person, Hitler. But I'm not comparing Michael Jackson to Hitler. I just don't like his music, which might disappoint you. But as a person, I've got nothing to say, so you can't tarnish me with that one. But let me just have a look. I'm looking at my diary. So, what night is White? What night is White fighting? I presume it's on a Saturday night. So, 10 nights on Love Island. The 6th. Saturday the 13th of November is my charity stream. There you go. And he's fighting on the 30th, which is next Friday. Oh, we can do that because United are playing at R5 against Spurs. That's doable. They're fights. They're going to make a substitution here, Atletico Madrid. I don't know whether it's going to be a tactical one or not. Dream Snatcher, thanks for the chat. I need help. Prom is the same night as my local team's FIA Cup final. What do I do? Says Matthew Larney. Well, can I just be absolutely blunt? If you're playing in the final, you've got to go to the final. If you think you're going to be playing in the prom, wink wink, probably go to the prom. Your trim's very clean. I try to keep it clean, you know. I try to get it cut every 3 weeks now, so that it doesn't really change much. I used to be an every 6 weeks man, but that's because it saves you a bit of money. But at the end of the day, You can't put a price on your hair looking good. Inter are beating Sheriff 1-0. CRF's Guitar says, if Newcastle get relegated, then what? Well, basically they're playing the Championship for the season, but I don't think that's what you mean. They'll be fine. The fact that Newcastle are owned by billionaires, it won't really matter in the long scheme of things if they were to get relegated, because they'd come back up and then they'd just lose a year. That's all that happens. So I don't think that will be a massive problem for them, but they won't get relegated. If we're absolutely honest, they're not going to get relegated, are they? Because it's just not going to happen. I can't see it happening. It won't happen. They will spend money in the summer. He's a bit of a sector upper. I don't know why I'm singing that song. Atletico Madrid on the attack. Griezmann's done well. He scored a cracking goal. I tell you what, give that guy a biscuit. That's an absolutely cracking goal by Griezmann. João Felix links up with him and he takes it in his stride. He slips past the defenders. And I tell you what, there might be hope for United here because Liverpool's defence is not looking that good. And it's 2-2 and it's a cracking goal by Griezmann. Game on. Game on again. Griezmann, fantastic goal. Took it well, hit it low. 2-2. Oh, Liverpool Atletico Madrid with these chocolates. You're really spoiling us. Ferrero Rocher, classic. We're in it to win it. I don't know what that means, but it's 2-2. And it's a good goal. It's a good goal by Atletico Madrid. It's a really good run by João Felix. He slips it into Griezmann. One touch back. I tell you, it's just a smooth goal. Really good play by João Felix. Lovely dribbling. I've got to say, Naby Keita defensively, if we've got any Liverpool fans, he's suspect. He is suspect. He seems to be around every goal you concede. But Griezmann just skipping away with that first touch from Van Dijk and getting the shot off, and it's 2-2. And what a comeback. Patabantan time. Come back, baby, with me colour TV and me CD collection of Bob Marley. Come back. I'm going to do that every time now. That's going to be a thing. Every time there's a comeback, I'm going to do Patabantan. Come back. Baby, come back. Bye 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 bye. I must admit I was a clown for messing around, but that doesn't mean that you have to leave town. Come back and give me one more try, 'cause a love like this should never ever die. There we go. I remember that. Who remembers that? The place is rocking in Madrid now. They're all singing Patabantan. Imagine that. It would be great. It would be a good crowd chant, actually. Every time you come back, you should sing it. It's a lovely goal by Griezmann as well. Really good goal. But don't sleep on the work by João Felix. And I tell you what a game to watch. And it's encouraging because I think for the first 20 minutes, Liverpool looked on a different planet. Like they're playing in Mars. But they've just fell asleep, really. And I mean, Liverpool have had 72% possession. But they've both had the same amount of shots. Oh, it can't be the last goal. I love games like this, though. You get 2 early goals and you think, oh, God, this is going to be a boring game. And Liverpool are going to really terrify us ahead of the game on Sunday. And then, defensively, Atletico Madrid have exploited them. But, yeah, I said we get a few more goals. Trent has not been good the last 18 months. Reason to hope this Sunday, says Siri. Yeah, I mean, look, I think Rashford normally gives him the runaround, doesn't he? A lot of goals that Liverpool concede do come from that right-hand side, don't they, as well? The Van Dijk Robertson side is the stronger side. But I like that front two of Griezmann and João Felix. Come on, Liverpool, says A1554. Give us some. If we've got any Liverpool fans in the chat, give us your observations on your team. You know, weaknesses and what your thoughts are for the season, especially the game on Sunday. Are you very confident? Have you got because only if you watch your team and are passionate about your team can you truly analyse it. I can speak to you honestly about United, and obviously there's a lot of negatives at the moment, but I never really hear what Liverpool fans have got to say. I mean, Jake says Robbo's been the weaker of the two this season, not Trent. There you go. FGR says we look good going forward. Fabinho's missed. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Fabinho will be in for the game on Sunday. I'd be optimistic as well, but United don't have the build-up play to put Liverpool's defence in those situations, says Mark Dobby. Yeah. United will score goals from breakaways on pace, cutting inside and shooting from distance, set plays. That's where United are going to be a threat. We're not going to be a carve you open team. James says he's a Liverpool fan. I know that we have a strong team this season, as I have for a couple of years now, but I still would like a big signing in the midfield. Liverpool are always defensively like this, nothing to worry about, says Jack. Weakness, Keita defending is shocking, says Jack. I mean, look, I don't spend a lot of time analysing Liverpool, but Naby Keita just never impresses me defensively. Scored a great goal in this game, but lovely breakaway again down the right-hand side. It's João Felix. He's all on his own. He shoots. Alisson saves it. He's been very intelligent, João Felix, in this first half. He's pulling away, finding spaces. Very good. Jamie Wilson says we're making too many defensive mistakes at the moment. It's not good. It's not good. 5 minutes to half time. What do you want the half time debate to be? You can decide. Only you can decide. And we're 100 subscribers away from 561,000. So please subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Master says you're my favourite streamer. Thanks, pal. Appreciate that. The ball over the top. Alisson's there. Mark, is bias not a conflict of interest for work? Says yes. The best conflict of interest I can give you experience of is if you go to court in the UK, there is a jury. And before a jury is sworn in, the defence and the prosecution can analyse that jury in relation to whether people should be on it. Now, if you are a government worker, whether it be police, ambulance, fireman, Crown, court worker, you're probably not going to make it on the jury because the defence will say, well, they're going to be prejudiced because they work for the government. If you know the person and you're on the jury, then obviously you wouldn't want them to be on the jury because they're not going to be impartial. I think what you're basically talking, bloody hell, they could have been in there. What you're basically talking about there is that, bias in this situation is that I think it's very easy for an ex-United player to be unbiased about Jose Mourinho and say, this isn't United, this isn't good enough, the football's crap, he's got to do better. Because there's no affection, there's no relationship. When you put Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in charge, they've played with this guy, they know this guy, they've probably holidayed with this guy, they might know his family and everything like that. It's bias, isn't it? Liverpool fan here. We are in great form. Hopefully win the league this year. As many have said, we do need a world-class midfielder if we want to win the Champions League, says Naman. As a Liverpool fan, I really think we could win the Premier League or the Champions League this season, maybe even both. We have the team to do so, says Adrian. And Bruno has the potential to be like a Modric at Madrid. He started as a number 10 but plays deeper now. Thoughts, says Chiri. I think Bruno Fernandes is good enough to play in lots of different positions. They're onside again here, and it's another good save by Alisson, and it's Atletico Madrid who are pushing hard at the end of this half. Liverpool's back line is looking very sus at the moment, says Raz. They're they're not under the thumb. That's something completely different. They're under pressure. They're under pressure at the moment. They're under pressure. I can't do Liverpool. We're under pressure, Mark. Under pressure. You're under what? You're under pressure. You want some fresh air? No, we're under pressure. Under pressure. Under pressure. Looking down on me. Looking down on you. No man is wrong. Omka says, is our performance a reflection of a bad pre-season? No first teamer had any game and only reserves played, says Omka. Well, Ollie said it was good prep. I'm 6 foot. People don't believe this, but I am. Do you want some chicken? Chicken. If you want to say chicken in Scouse, take the K out. Chicken. Try it. There's about 13,000 people doing it now. Take the K out of chicken and say chicken. Chicken. What's the half-time chat we're doing anyway? It's all right chatting about everything else, but what half-time chat are we doing? Let us know. Let us know. Once I was 7 years old, my father told me, get yourself a no. Once I was 11 years old. Well, we've got 2 minutes of two minutes of added on time here, and a very good comeback from Atletico Madrid. There was a big man. Oh God, I don't like mentioning my height because people just seem to lose their crap about it. Best attacking trios. That's a good one. That is a good one. Watch Jimmy Carr accents on YouTube, Mark. He'll teach you how to perfect the Scouse accent and others, says Blakey. Thanks very much. Spice Girls. Spice Girls. Somebody told me that about Scottish. There's a saying that you can do for Scottish. Can't remember what it is. Would Ronaldo have had a better shot at the Champions League final if he'd stayed at Juventus, says Mark Murphy. They're not in the Champions League, are they? So I don't think so. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think Juventus are in it. They are in it. They're in Chelsea's group. Palace under Patrick Vieira is better character than us under Ollie. Also, Ajax play good football under Eric, says Sag. And Mark, is it possible for a player to have 2 goals in a game but still have an overall poor performance, says Yellow Bathing Suit? Yes. What if they scored 2 tap-ins? But in the world we live in, half-time chat of most overrated players, says Robble. In the world we live in, good thing is Klopp will know exactly what to change, says Ronnie. In the world we live in, if a player scores 2 goals, they'll get an 8 out of 10. But you can still have a bad performance and score 2 goals. It's difficult, but there is a scenario where it can happen. Top three players in the world at the moment. I quite like that as well. What do you want to do? Top 3 players in the world at the moment, or do you want to do trios? Best front trios. That's a good one. Of all time. The trio ones would be quite hard to do, to be honest, because it'd take a lot of thinking. That Space Ghetto, Spice Girls, Space Ghetto. I can't do it. Griezmann's actually played quite well for the first time in about 4 years. I've not seen him play well for a long time. Ipswich Lawrence were good in the 80s. They were good in the 80s. Okay. Right, I'm just going to put the tweet out and then we can do it. Let's have a look. Best front threes of all time. Well, I actually do want to do this now. Threes of all time. Join in the halftime chat. I mean, look, it's been in relation to the game itself, I've got to say I'm really excited about the second half. I've had 4 goals between 2 big hitters in European football. You can't really complain about that. So in relation to the game itself, very good. I thought it was going to go one way, and then Atletico Madrid showed real character to get back into it from 2-0 down against the Liverpool team that was looking quite vibrant at that point. So let's look forward to the second half. But Space Ghetto in an American accent, Mark, says Corbs. Hi there, Space Ghetto. Space Ghetto. Yeah, I see what you mean. Oh, top of the morning to you. Space Ghetto. Space Ghetto. Space Ghetto. Space Ghetto. I mean, it sort of works. I'm probably not doing it well. Okay, top 3s of all time. Well, look, you could go Lord Leston Charlton. I'm very happy to go with that, but I wasn't actually going to go back further than 2000 or Premier League era, 92. MSN, which is obviously... who's MSN then? I mean, I know who it is, but I was trying to think of a joke 3. But obviously, Messi, Suarez, and Neymar was very good. I tell you what was also very good. The 3 R's: Ronaldo, Rivaldo, and Ronaldinho for Brazil. It was very, very good as well. So that was a very good 3. United had a good 3, and Ronaldo, Rooney, and Tevez at one time. That was a very good 3 as well. I think Messi, Suarez, and Neymar will probably be considered to be the one that should win it, but I do think there must be more. Ronaldo, Bale, and Benzema, says Graz. 3 S's for Liverpool. Who would that be then? Suarez, Sterling, and I can't even think who it would be. Suarez, Sterling. It wouldn't have been Salah in them days, would it? Suarez, Sterling, and who? Suarez, Sterling, Sturridge. Oh, they had a good time, but they didn't win the league. You've got to win something, you know. Ronaldo, Rivaldo, and Ronaldinho won the World Cup, so I think you've got to win something to be a good front 3. Henry, Bergkamp, and Pires, pretty good shout. Yeah, Yeah, you've got to play a front three. Not everyone plays a front three. Rooney, Tevez and Ronaldo was very good in 08, and they did nearly win a treble. So I think they've got to go into the equation as well. Stop the clock. Messi, Henry and Eto'o. I was going to say, I think in Messi's time at Barcelona, there was a couple of front threes that he played in, but I'd probably say the best front three from Barcelona in the last sort of, certainly last 20 years would be Messi, Neymar and Suarez. It was pretty good. I don't know how many... Did they win a lot of Champions Leagues though? Because that was quite a recent thing, wasn't it? Did they win a Champions League? There's a little question for you. Did they win a Champions League? Messi, Neymar and Suarez? Because that would have been around sort of 4 years ago, wouldn't it? So they won a Champions League and a treble, says Linda. There you go. They only won one Champions League. Well, so did Tevez, Rooney and Ronaldo. They only won one as well. Only one is more than none. Only one is more than none. So I think that certainly puts them into that category. As I said, for me, probably a little bit old for you lot, but Ronaldo, Rivaldo and Ronaldinho was a very exciting front three. Very exciting indeed. Ribéry, Robben and Müller, says Brian. Interesting. Aguero, Sterling and somebody else. They haven't won a Champions League though. Out you get, City. You've not won a Champions League. Get the fuck out. Mad for it, Liam. Sunshine, Gary Neville. Get out, Liam. You've not won a Champions League. So, leave it. Benzema, Ronaldo, Bale. They won 4 Champions Leagues within 5 seasons. Well, they didn't, Jerome. Bale was not part of that, was he? But I tell you what, I don't think he's wrong with that. Benzema, Ronaldo and Bale for trophies, you've got to be saying. And also, they all contributed in Champions League finals. I think he's hit on something there. I don't know what everybody else thinks. I mean, I'm loving this. Wood, McNeil and Vokes. Oh, yes. Don't forget Wood. But, yeah, I mean, I think you've got to... You can't argue with Bale, Ronaldo and Benzema much. BRB. Bale, Ronaldo, Benzema. I think that they are probably my leaders at the moment. Because they won so much. And they were absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I do like the idea of Neymar, Messi and Suarez. But I probably prefer the other. How you doing, Mark? Hope you liked the trainers, says Acrylic Kicks. Hey, you know what? You've almost timed that to perfection. Because talking to my trainers, I haven't got them on. But I have got them here. Look at them. I mean, look, unfortunately, the yellow bit is gone see-through because it does on a green screen. But Acrylic Kicks, Air Force Ones. Check them out on Insta. I'm sure he'll tell you what his Insta is. Personalised Air Force Ones. Love them. So that wasn't even staged. They're absolutely fantastic. And as I said to him, I refuse to wear them outside the house. So I just walk around with them in the house. They're always clean. But thanks to Acrylic Kicks for that. I really do like them. Very much appreciative of those. But yes, I mean, Dan says Bale was never that great, but we're talking about threesomes. Not that sort of a threesome. Imagine if you tuned in and you didn't know it was a football channel. What's the best threesome you've ever seen? Dan from Sunderland gets in. Well, it was last week. Right, I was around my mate's house and she'd had a few and she said, anyway, Bale, Benzema and Ronaldo. Top it. See if you can top it. See if you can top that. My chat stopped working, so nobody's going to stop anything at the moment. There we go. We're back. MSN total goals was more. I said try and top it. Werner, Mount and Havertz, says Charlie. Ooh, I don't think there's anything at the moment. Matic, Pogba and Bruno during lockdown. Midfield threesome. Iniesta, Busquets and Xavi, another midfield threesome. I tell you what, midfield threesomes are good. They are. Look at, even in the Premier League, De Bruyne, Gundogan and Rodri. Name me a better three in the midfield in the Premier League. That is pure balance. Rodri holding the midfield, Gundogan box to box, and then De Bruyne is the creative one. That's pretty good, that three. Chelsea don't really play it, do they? They don't really play with a three. They almost sometimes play with a four. Two holders and two attackers behind a striker. But Messi, Iniesta and Xavi. Says Boubacar. Partey, Xhaka and Elneny. Fred, McTominay and Matic. Crespo, Kaka, Shevchenko was a decent one, to Stuart Bates. High five, it was. Nketiah, Willian and Pepe, says Big Tal. Pepe, Lacazette and Aubameyang. I'm joking. Robben, Ribéry and Lewandowski, says Duncan. My only problem with the German league is it's a one-way street, isn't it? So you can only judge them on the Champions League. Kroos, Casemiro and Modric. Again. You're talking about a midfield three that won the Champions League 3 years in a row. I mean, that Real Madrid team almost gets into every conversation, doesn't it? Best front three? Best midfield three? Best centre-back pairing? Ramos and Varane? He had a great team there, But I actually saw somebody today on Twitter saying Zidane's not that good. It wouldn't be a massive improvement on Solskjaer. He wouldn't have Casemiro, Modric and Kroos at Real Madrid. I'm like, oh yeah, because that's why he won 3 Champions Leagues in a row, just because, he was playing FIFA on cheat code. Stephen says, both Atletico and Liverpool showing how it should be done. Shameful from Manchester United. It's been very impressive. Sunshine, Gary Neville. It's, Man City have got to win a Champions League if they want to do something. He won La Liga without Ronaldo. He did. Do you think United will beat Atlanta tomorrow? I had gone with a draw, but I actually think we probably will. I'm terrible at predicting United results at the moment, so I think we might actually win. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. Yeah, I agree. Best front three's got to be Daly, Kerry, Kev and home guard Mike. There's only 2 of us who are going to get that. But what a front three. Legendary. Let's have a look. Neymar, Messi, Suarez is the best ever front three, says Angel and Soul. I think it's Benzema, Ronaldo and Bale. But, I think trophies are impressive. Mata, Matic and James, incredible shape, says Ricky Fans. And Rooney, Berbatov and Ronaldo, says Charlie Thompson. I actually prefer Rooney, Tevez and Ronaldo. Best midfielders, Marquisio, Pirlo and Vidal for Juventus, League and Champions League final, says Thomas. And both athletes have done that one as well. And Fred, McTominay and Mata. Pirlo, Seedorf, Gattuso and Kaka, Inzaghi, Shevchenko, says Lucas Wade. I mean, Serie A has had a few good ones, hasn't it? Let's be honest. 3 Benjamin. Okay, I can't read that. I thought it said. I know exactly what it said now. Don't read it, Goldbridge. Don't get drawn in. Right, I'm still here. I'm just gonna put my phone on charge. And I'm gonna be back in the room. There we go. What? Nothing's changed. Don't know what you're talking about. Would be the best Pogba, Kante and Bruno. Yeah. Glasses and a cap don't work. That's better. I tell you what, Gary Neville won't want to get into debate with me if I walked in like this. He'd shit himself. He'd be like, oh my God. Gangster Bridge. Stop being so biased. Stop being so biased. Start speaking proper talk. You get me? Best Lauren Charlton all won the Ballon d'Or. Yeah, but the intention was not to go that far back, really. I always like to wear caps like that. When I'm on holiday, I wear it like that. I don't know why. Look an absolute dick. Must walk around on holiday. People must go, what's that idiot doing? And I used to pull my hair through as well to give it a bit of something going on. Not bad. We might as well have a dick coming out of there. That's what the hole's for. Because if you wear your cap like that, you're a knobhead. Right. We're going for the second half here. Fabinho's coming on. Well done to the person who said Klopp will know what to do to change this. I wonder if it's Fabinho for Keita. Could be for Milner. But certainly, yeah, he ain't messing about. Another coach that will make a change at half-time to make a difference. And it is for Naby Keita. There you go. This is what I mean, though. Football fans these days are tactically aware. They can spot these things. We were talking about Keita. He scored a good goal, but defensively he's been a real issue. Klopp spotted it as well. Makes the change. Second half kicks off. Lampard, Essie and Ballack. Midfield 3, says Manab. Thanks very much for the super chat. Best midfield is Dwight McNeil, Westwood and Brownhill. Unstoppable with Wood up front, says Sean Deitch. Oh, I should have done it in the voice. You look intimidated with your cap, Mark, says Serham. That's why I don't wear them. You know, I don't want to intimidate people. Right, I need to construct a tweet here that's gonna just make a point that I want to make. Hi Mark, what's your favourite The Cure song? Says Sean Luke. Not a big fan of The Cure. I don't know why. I don't know whether it's because I just don't know. Might be the name, might be the hairstyles. I just don't know. I was never a fan of The Cure. I like Fabinho though. Ribery, Robban, Lewandowski, says Chiri. Thanks for all the super chats, by the way. And make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We were getting very close to 560. That can't be right. We're not on 565k. We're on 561, aren't we? So please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We're getting very close to it. Who's going to win the second half? Well, I said Liverpool would win 3-1. I think it's really interesting, this game now. You and me, 1v1 in a locked cage, says Gary Neville. I'd do that for the laugh, actually, but it's a shame it's not the real one. Son, Defo, Bale, my team, says Mr. Money Gaming. Oh, Defoe. You just spelt it wrong. I thought you meant like Son, Defo. I definitely don't think... Do you want a mug? It's hot water, I think. Oh, I've got any lem sips. I feel a bit ill. I am like that. If I get a bit of a cough, I have to have a lem sip. Some people get addicted to hard drugs. I get addicted to lem sips when I get a bit of a sniffle. Oh, I've got to have a lem sip. Give me a pint of lem sip. Don't ever drink a pint of lem sip. You'll be way over. But, yeah. I'm not really that ill. I just feel like a lem sip. I feel wounded by Gary attacking me on Twitter. One of my heroes has had a go at me. So I just feel vulnerable. Get me a lem sip. She called me pathetic, yes. As long as he's not in the bedroom, I'm not bothered. Good save by Oblak! From the header, from Mane, from the cross. It's Sheriff 1-1 as well. Which way do you think this game's going to go? I think it's even. You know. Greatest ever Welsh player excluding Bale, says Morgan. Giggs. Even with Bale. Giggs. Another shot here from Atletico Madrid. It's gone end to end here. Oh, lovely play. This should be a goal. What a goal. What a save by Alisson. It's a great save by Alisson, and it's lovely play by Atletico Madrid. They're carving this Liverpool defence open. And Carrasco, I thought he was going to score, and Alisson makes a great save. Now, he's hurt his knee in the process, but what a save by Alisson, says African boy. And but again, they just get in. They get in. They carve the Liverpool defence open. He probably should have scored, and Alisson makes a good save. Hi Mark, you should do an Ultimate Team series, says Sam Buchanan. I'm struggling with FIFA at the moment though. If you're watching my career mode, I'm struggling with it. I can't get to grips with it. One day I'm good, one day I'm shit. No, Gary wants just me to ignore him, not everybody else. Petulant. Can't take anybody else having an opinion, but wants people to listen to his opinion. Would you kiss Ollie on the lips for a tenner, says John. No, you're still kissing a man on the lips. Don't want to kiss a man on the lips. Hi Mark, you said if United lose to Liverpool, then Ollie out. What if he beats Liverpool and then loses to Atalanta and City? Is it just one more loss or specific to Liverpool, says Ronnie? No, I mean, I'll take it on a game-by-game basis. I mean, at the end of the day, if we lose to Liverpool, that's 1 point from 12. That's sackable. That's relegation form. That's Steve Bruce form. So, and also the quality of football has been terrible. I don't think we will lose to Liverpool. I'm not expecting to be saying it on Sunday night. I don't think we'll lose to Liverpool. I know that sounds ridiculous, but come back on Monday. I don't think we'll lose to Liverpool. So, but if we beat Liverpool, he resets the clock again, doesn't he? He could beat Liverpool, draw with Spurs, lose to City, and he will stay in post. But he'd have taken 4 points from 12. You know, the problem Ollie's got is that he's always going to be 1 point from 9. If he beats Liverpool, it's 4 from 12. If he draws with City, it's 5 from 15. If he loses to if he draws with Spurs, it's 5 from 15, and if he loses to City, it's 5 from 18. It's crap, isn't it? So even a Liverpool loss, you're right, even a Liverpool win, and people are going, what's he talking about? It's just talking numbers. So United lost to Villa, drew with Everton, and then they lost to Leicester. So that's 1 point from 9. Beat Liverpool, 4 points from 12. Draw with Spurs, 5 points from 15. Lose to City, 5 points from 18. That's still sackable, isn't it? So even beating Liverpool might not be enough in some people's eyes. Zidane reached Champions League semi-final with 60 injuries, says Gurka Pol. And thoughts on Ricky's dream team: Matic, Højbjerg, Saka, Mahrez out of position, Werner and Firmino mid-table. Carl, I had my thoughts. Can you rank... I thought he said, can you wank all 6 James Bonds? Can you rank all 6 James Bond actors? What was your thoughts on No Time to Die and Daniel Craig's 5 James Bond movies? I've done a review. Watch it. No Time to Review, Goldbridge. It's been a red card here. We're having super chats. There's been a red. Oh, I tell you what. That's not a red for me. Not a red for me. Totally accidental. It's like Nani against Madrid. So Griezmann's been sent off. I can see why the referee's been given it, and I can see why Liverpool fans will say it's got to be a red, but for me, I don't think it's a red card. I think he's gone to control the ball. If he takes that down with nobody near him, people would say, what a bit of control. But it is a high foot, and therefore it's reckless, and therefore he's going to get sent off. But I really feel it destroys a good game, and there's no intention in it, and he's legitimately gone for the ball, as Simeone's saying, and it's harsh. It is harsh, but you can see why it's been given. It's been reviewed by VAR, but... that happens on Sunday to Salah, Liverpool fans will lose their shit. But again, look, you have the. I don't want to get into an argument with people. What I'm saying is, I understand as a Liverpool fan, you're going to be biased and say it's a red. But if that happens to you, you know what's happened there. He's gone to control the ball. He's not seen the player go for it. His foot's high. He's caught him. You're always going to get a red. But I think it's hard. And if it happened to United, I'd say it's a definite straight red. Yes. Look at that. Lemsip on the download. Happened to Mane in 2017. Yeah. I don't think I did a watch along, so you won't be able to pull a clip. But it's one of those, isn't it? If it suits your agenda, you're going to say it's a red. If it's against you, you're going to be like, that's really unlucky. It's not an argument point. As I say, if it was United, I'd be saying that's a red. If it's against us, I'd be saying game gone. So, let's not fall out about it. I'm just saying I think it's very unlucky. Very unlucky. And it's a shame. It's a shame because in the context of the game, it changes the context of the game. But I tell you what it is. It's great preparation for Liverpool to play against the Park the Bus team. I'm going to tweet it. This will do well. So corner to Liverpool now. Ten Hag won't leave Ajax till the summer, Just watched your video about Laurent Blanc for United from a few years back. Do you think he would still be a good fit, says Jay. It's funny, I've heard a few people talking about Laurent Blanc and good header there by Van Dijk straight at Oblak. I think it's a shame that Laurent Blanc, I don't think he's managing. I don't even know what Laurent Blanc's doing now. I mean, it's been a long time since I've mentioned him, but at the time, I think he'd obviously he's played at places like Barcelona, Manchester United. He's won things with France. He was a captain. He was quite revolutionary at Bordeaux. I think he's managing in Saudi Arabia now, isn't he? Which is a bit of a waste of his talents, but yeah, he did really well at Bordeaux. But I don't think he will get a consideration now. Funny how that's a red, but Saka getting kicked right in the back of the leg isn't, says Sergeant Stupid. But this is also the thing, isn't it? I said this last night. The contrast between Premier League reffing and Champions League reffing is very different. What's a red card in the what's not a red card in the Premier League will be a red card in the Champions League. We saw Wan-Bissaka. What's not a handball in the Premier League will be a handball in the Champions League. Leipzig are beating PSG apparently, says Benjamin. Yes, they are. It's 2-1. It's 2-1. PSG could be joining. I nearly said United. We're not in the Europa League yet. And a good shot. I mean, how long is it going to take for Liverpool to score? But on a serious, it's a good exercise for Liverpool, this, to play against a team that's going to play really deep, because that's what's going to happen on Sunday. Sunshine, Gary Neville. French farmers getting battered, says Tan May. Griezmann will miss the next game. Yeah, he might miss 2. I mean, Wan-Bissaka was banned for 2, wasn't he? He got it redacted to 1, but Scooby-Doo, Vinicius Junior, Brice. There's a yellow card here for Milner. He walks away smiling. He gets a lot of yellow cards, Milner. His face has gone red, but the card is yellow. The greatest coaching 3. Carrick, McKenna and Phelan, snowflakes when they get criticism. Says Isle. I can't even read what your name is, so I can't read it. What's your name? Albia. Okay. Poch will be getting the sack. If he gets knocked out of the Champions League, he'll be getting the sack. Ten Hag is an excellent coach. Ajax are playing Dortmund off the park, says Rick. Well, the great thing about Ten Hag, if he ever came to Man United, is that at least Van der Beek could get a game. Simeone's in trouble with the ref. Passion. Passion. Well, PSG have got a habit of sacking managers around sort of November time, haven't they? Are those trainers for sale? I'm sure acrylic kicks could make you a pair if you wanted them. Victory FX. Acrylic kicks on Instagram. Message them. Follow them. Message them. They'll do you some. Oh, and I tell you what, Atletico Madrid nearly scored there, but it was offside. What's Seb doing right now, says JP? Catching Zeds. Goes to bed. It's 9:20 in the UK. It's only 4. Played well last night at his football, though. Scored a hat-trick. I'd like to say it was taken after me, but my shooting was crap. I've always been crap at shooting. I'll never forget running through one-on-one at Old Trafford and hitting the weakest shot I've ever seen. Just crap. It was a brilliant move as well. I was playing CDM and I started with the ball, did a 1-2, did another 1-2, made a great darting run, took it perfectly in my stride. I'm not super fast. Look behind me, the centre-back's pelting back. I run into the box. I'm like, I'm going to score at Old Trafford. And I may as well have passed it to the keeper. It was absolutely terrible. I don't even know what that means, Mike. I'd need that translated, so I can't read it out because it could be rude. Thanks for your questions and your super chats. Chuck them in, we'll answer them. Half an hour for Liverpool. How is Poch losing to Leipzig, who also lost their best players and even their manager? Leipzig aren't stupid though, are they? Leipzig, Salzburg, it's all about development. They'll have the next big thing coming through. It's like Dortmund's, they're clever clubs. It's their model, isn't it? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Hi guys, remember whatever happens tomorrow, we'll bounce back. We'll focus and be fantastic. Scotty will rollick them like Keno. Do you think if Ollie goes, Donny will stay? Says Robert McMaster. I would hope that he would get a chance, but it's one of those at the moment. Who will last longer, Ollie or Donny? I think it will be Ollie. I don't think Ollie's going anywhere, but Beth says, thanks Ollie, we're all behind you. Van der Bench. Liverpool could bottle this. I mean, I think my, not my concern, because I want United to win, but when you're in the throes of what United are in the throes of, and unfortunately as United fans, under Sir Alex, we never had this. We had stability, success, identity, excitement. It was fantastic. When he retired, we knew it wouldn't be the same, but we also didn't realise it was going to go this bad. And we go through these cycles. It's every 3 years, and it doesn't mean you shouldn't go through the cycle, because unfortunately Ollie's exactly where Mourinho was 3 years ago, and Mourinho lost his job, so why shouldn't Ollie lose his job if it continues? But we're definitely in that debate point now where a lot of people are starting to think Ollie's not the man, he's going to have to go. There's a few people thinking he is. I think it's out of pure stubbornness, really. I don't think they can really see anything that's happening. It's just guesswork. Do you think Curtis Jones gets in the United team, says Gavin Johnson? Not unless he can play CDM. Mane's been subbed off. Keep him hungry for the weekend. But the bad side about all this negativity is that if we win tomorrow, people will be like, we're back. And it sort of extinguishes the fact that we're not back. We've had a crap start to the season, and one result should not change what happens tomorrow. If United win and play well, I would be like, well, that's great, but this needs to happen now against Liverpool. So for me, it is always going to be about that Liverpool game. But football has become like that. It's a shame, really. It's become very flippant. I mean, look at Arsenal last night. They're losing 2-1 into stoppage time, and I could see it on social media. Arteta out, this, that and the other. They score an equaliser and they're celebrating it like they've won the World Cup. And I know not all fans do that, but there are some fans who are literally that flippant. If you lose a game, you're out. If you draw or win a game, you're going to win the league. And it's like, I would just like to see fans be a little bit more constructive in their opinion. And that doesn't mean positive. Just form an opinion and build it. Don't go from one to the other, This is why when people have been like, say Ollie out, Goldbridge, say Ollie out. Well, I'll say it when I firmly believe it and I'm not really going to change it. That's when I'll say it. 25 to go. Can Liverpool... Well, Liverpool couldn't break down 10-men Chelsea a few weeks ago. Harry says, I love the channel. Thanks, Harry. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. Next watch-along on here is Arsenal Villa on Friday night. But next watch-along for me is tomorrow night on United Stand. Manchester United versus Atalanta. Looking forward to it. I had predicted a draw, but I think we're going to win. There's another injury here. So, Sally can wait. You know it's too late. As she's walking on by, so slides away. But don't come back in anger. I heard you say. Down. What are you gonna get the missus for Christmas as Red Harbour Harlow? I don't have to order it now, do I? I don't know. I'm only just getting to grips with what the Christmas fixtures are yet. I'm well happy that they're out early. I've not even thought about Christmas. The older I get, the more I don't really... I do like Christmas, but for me it's about the drinking and the eating, the TV and the get-togethers. It's not about the presents. Glazers are fooling us and nothing else. They hype every transfer window and give hope to challenge for a trophy, but regardless of poor coaching, never put pressure on the manager to actually succeed, says Sushrit. Because they don't know how to put pressure on the manager. They don't know anything about football. Messi scored 2-2. Would you do an F1 title decider watch along? If it didn't clash with football, I would. Jorginho won UEFA Player of the Year, says Harry. I didn't even know. Can't really debate it because I didn't even know it had happened. Here we go. Liverpool with a 3v3. Firmino, he's been greedy. He gives it into Jota. They messed that up. He should have got the ball quicker there. I tell you what, Liverpool looking more human in this game. I wouldn't be massively worried if I was United. Lovely cross. by Robertson goes for a corner. Ooh, Lemsip. I love a Lemsip. Why am I drinking Lemsip? Well, you can't just drink. You can't just drink Lemsip recreationally. You've got to have an illness or something. And I'm drinking a Lemsip because I feel vulnerable. Because Gary Neville attacked me on Twitter, so I've had to have a Lemsip. Mark, thoroughly enjoyed your FIFA chat about animals fighting yesterday. Was in tears laughing. Love all your content. Keep up the good work, mate, says Michael Wright. Thanks, pal. Mark, I've got a boil on my bottom like you did a couple of months back. What did you do? It's a struggle, says Thomas. Yeah, I don't think it was actually as bad as reported. I think I probably felt something that was not a boil and was probably just a spot, because if you get a proper one, you can't sit freely. But I would say a nice warm bath and getting the bath on the side, on the cheek where the boil's not, because you need to get some heat on it. Don't spray deep heat on your arse, because there's an arsehole in between it, and if you get deep heat in your arsehole, you're going down. You're going down, and you go into A&E. So I would say, if you want to put a bit of cream on it, soda cream, something like that. But I've suffered from boils on the arse all my life, and it's not just a recent thing. You know, you could say Ollie's a bit of a boil on the arse at the moment, the way we're playing football. But yeah, I haven't suffered from one for a while. I don't know why people get it. Some people see it's hygiene, stress. I don't know. But when you've got one, you've got to deal with it. There you go. I could... Dr. Bridge. Doc Goldbridge gives advice on minor medical issues. I've had most of them. Bit my lip and had an ulcer. Boil on the bum. What else have I had? Broken toe. I've had it all. I've never had anything in the pants area. Don't start thinking about stuff like that. I'm not interested in STDs. Nobody is. It's stress and not eating properly, says Craddock. There you go. Bang, 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 bang. Well, Liverpool struggling to break down 10 men again. They couldn't break down Chelsea. Ollie's going to be loving this. Karaki, turn on, stop watching MasterChef. Not MasterChef, the Bake Off. Karaki, turn off the Bake Off. Look at what 10 men Atletico Madrid are doing to 11 men Liverpool. He's gone Liverpool. Apparently Ollie used to support Liverpool as a kid. Don't know whether that's true. Danny Alves has said that it is the club or coach that is affecting Fred, says Lucas. Yeah, you see, that's a bandwagon we'd all like to jump on, but Fred's a bit shit, to be honest. He might play well in a Brazilian shirt, but he don't play well in a United shirt. Atletico Madrid showing what a truly well-coached team does with a man down, says Fernando. Well, don't worry, Ollie will be taking notes. Arsenal versus Villa prediction. Well, I'm doing a watch-along for that, and surely Arsenal will beat Villa, but I think it'll be another good game. I was very impressed with Palace last night. This is a game with 10 men at the moment. Griezmann got sent off, so you know the game dynamic has changed, which is disappointing. But Atletico Madrid have actually done quite well, and Liverpool do not look like they're going to score at the moment. Atletico Madrid should have done that from Fernando. When's the next cooking with Goldbridge? That's a good point. I'm hoping to get it done this week. Or Simeone's trying to get the crowd up here. It's 4-0 to Ajax. God damn, says Anton. God damn, motherfucker. It's 4-0 to Ajax. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. In the Championship, Bristol are beating Forest, Derby are drawing with Luton, QPR are beating Blackburn, Sheffield United are drawing with Millwall, and Bournemouth are beating Stoke. Salford are drawing 0-0 with Rochdale. Oh, it's just not going Gary's way tonight. And at home as well. Stoke are losing to Bournemouth. I told you that one already. But yes, it is 4-0. It's 4-0 to Ajax against Dortmund. And the interesting thing here is if you look at the Dortmund side, Meunier, Akanji, Hummels, Schultz, Bellingham, Witsel, Brandt, Royce, Haaland, Malen. It's a good lineup. It's a good lineup, and they've been absolute. I mean, Ajax have got a player called at centre back called Timber. It's bloody timber for Dortmund. They're falling over like trees who've been cut down. They've got a good team though, Ajax, haven't they? Dun, dun, dun. Inter Milan are beating Sheriff 3-1 now, by the way. That's gone. And Porto are beating AC Milan. AC Milan, no points. 0 points. PSG 2-2 with Leipzig. Madrid are beating Shakhtar 4-0. Oblak punches the cross away. Pen for PSG as well. Looks like they're going to get the win. And he's given a penalty to Atletico Madrid. It doesn't rain, it pours. Penalty to Atletico Madrid. And they've lost a man to red cards. They've now lost a penalty. I'd love to do a snooker watch. I just want to see what the penalty is. Ooh, I think it is a penalty. It is a penalty. That's never getting overruled. 100% penalty. You see, I can be unbiased on a decision. That's not going to get overruled. There's no injustice in that. It's definitely a penalty. Haaland's in the mud. We need Ten Hag. You'd batter Gary Neville in a debate. Well, we'd never do it for a start, but it would be interesting viewing, but it won't happen. He'll be biased. Somebody will have said some bullshit lie to him. Guarantee it. Never met the guy, but guarantee he's made an opinion off clips and lies. I never understand people who make decisions about people without meeting them. I never will, but the world's full of them. People who listen to people without getting both sides of the story. I don't know what's gone on here. I've got my chat back. I'm nothing without my chat. And he scores it. Salah. Salah. Messi scored and Salah scored. So it's 3-2 here. And I think that will be enough for Liverpool now. With what? 15 minutes to go. They've got that goal. For the chap with the boil on his bottom, you'll bounce back. Scotty and Carricky had one. I massaged it better for them, says Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. That's a super chat. I have to read that. I mean, I will draw a line. That was borderline. Salah scores again. Well, Atletico Madrid are going for it now. They're going to make 4 substitutions. Of course, you can make 5 subs in the Champions League. So Llorente's coming on. Suarez is coming on. They're going to make 4 subs. Lovely take by Lamar there. Runs back into trouble and wins a free kick. I thought it was a penalty, to be fair. I did think it was a penalty. I agree with Malps. He says it was a moment of madness. But I do think it was a pen. Certainly wasn't going to get overturned. What do we got? Tropicilla, Purple Storm, Strawberry Watermelon. Might try that tomorrow. Stealth. I've got loads of stealths. Llorente is a good player. I remember him knocking him out at Liverpool, Anfield. So, João Felix is coming off for Corriere. 9th consecutive away game with 3+ goals, says Glenn. Mofo, you're joking. Is that Liverpool? Is that a true record? It's your 9th game in a row with scoring 3 goals plus for Liverpool. That's going to end on Sunday. Ollie, when the going gets tough, going gets tough, Ollie gets rough, Ollie gets rough. When the going gets tough, going gets tough, Ollie gets rough, Ollie gets rough. So, you know, forget your 3 goals in 9 games. You're walking out of Old Trafford with a clean sheet. The Lemsip's kicking in. Oh! He's bloody given it! He's given a penalty! Has he given a penalty? Oh, I don't know what he's done. I thought he'd given a penalty to them and then I think he changed his mind. No, he has given a penalty. Penalty to Atletico. Dramasville. And imagine if Suarez takes it. Well, they're onside. Yeah, it's a penalty, that is. It's the same sort of thing. That's a penalty. They're not going to overrule it. I live in a VAR world now, and if a ref gives a penalty, it's got to be clear and obvious the other way. That's a penalty. It will be given. It's a little bit soft, but it's definitely a penalty. As things stand. Oh, yeah. 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 Jake says it was a dive. To be honest, on second viewing, I thought he did tumble a little bit, but they won't turn it out. I don't think they'll turn this around. There's not enough there for it to be clear and obviously wrong. So 10 minutes to go. He's going to check it. Ooh. Ooh. It might not be a penalty now. He's checking it. He's only going to go and bloody check it. I thought he bloody would. He's gone and checked it. Let's have a look what's going to happen here. VAR output. Penalty review. That's not the angle. If he goes with that angle, that angle makes it look like a penalty. That makes it the second one makes it look like a penalty. The first one doesn't. It's interesting. Interesting. What you're saying, people? I think it looks like a penalty on that angle. No, he's not given it. He's changed his mind. Well, what I would say is, I thought it was a penalty, and it's got to be clear and obviously not a penalty. I don't think it was clear and obviously not a penalty to change your mind. But fair play, that's what he's gone with. I don't think that... I don't see how he can change his mind. I'll never understand VAR. But it's not a penalty. Them's are the rules that we play to, so we don't get a penalty there, and Liverpool just need to play out the last 10 minutes. I think if he, look, I can look at these things pragmatically because it doesn't really make a massive difference to me. When I first saw it, I thought it was a penalty, and the ref gave it, right? So you give the penalty, and then VAR says you might want to come and have a look at it. So you come and have a look at it, and you go, it looks a bit soft, but I'm not 100% sure he hasn't fouled him. So you give the penalty because it's not a clear and obvious mistake. That's what I'm saying. It didn't look clear and obvious to me that he'd made the mistake. If it had gone the other way, and you'd said it's not a penalty, and VAR had said you might want to come and have a look at it, and I looked at it, I'd go, well, there's not enough there for me to change my mind. It's still not a penalty. I'm surprised. What I'm trying to say is I'm surprised he's changed his mind because I don't think there's enough to change your mind. But there you go. They got away with it a little bit, but Liverpool are going to come through this group anyway. Mark, come on, that was never a penalty. Not enough. Super soft, says William. Yeah, William, I think... Look, again, the red card... You can have an opinion on it. The penalty, you can have an opinion on it. But what I'm saying is, we've become accustomed to this VAR world now, and basically, they only change their mind if it's a clear and obvious error. Is it clear and obvious that the lad dived? I don't think it was clear and obvious that he did. So if you've given a penalty, you should stick to it. But whatever. I suppose if you think it's a clear and obvious dive, you change your mind, and that's obviously what he thought. But Liverpool will be over the moon with this result. You know, 2-0 up to 2-2. Man goes down. Sorry, man gets sent off. They get a penalty. The other team don't get a penalty. But they'll be over the moon with the result, and they'll qualify. 9 points from 9 for Liverpool. Still got some home games to play. Top of the group. Into the knockout stage. That's what you do. Efficient. Might be another goal in it for this Liverpool side, you know, because Atletico Madrid are pushing forward. Yeah, why don't they give a yellow card if it's a dive? I don't know why they don't do that anymore. Surely if you've conned the referee, you should be getting a yellow card. Very good point. Well made. Don't seem to do it anymore, do they? When the going gets tough, Ollie gets rough. Oh, they're down the right-hand side here. I think it's Llorente. It's a decent-ish cross. Gomez has come on. Liverpool will clear it. I've got something to tell you. I've got something to say. Gonna put your arms in motion. Get love in the old-fashioned way. Darling. Yeah, it's a shame for Griezmann because he scored a very good goal. Then he gets sent off. Billy Ocean, yeah. I tell you what, you didn't want to used to get called Billy Ocean when I was at school. Not because his music was crap. I mean, if someone called you Billy Ocean, you might think, you know what, I'll take that. They must mean I've got a good, upbeat, dancing song voice. You know what Billy Ocean meant? You've got B.O. It was always a funny joke if it wasn't against you. So you'd be stood there in the dressing room after playing football, and the guy with BO would talk, and someone would go up and go, "All right, Billy Ocean, shut up," and everyone would go, "Ah, he's got BO, you're right." It wouldn't work now. If you went to school tomorrow and went, "All right, Billy Ocean," people would go, "What the hell are you on? You need somebody else who's got the initials BO." Who's a celebrity now with the initials BO? I'm not encouraging people to bully people. You know, some people with BO might not realise they smell, in which case you are subtly telling them that they might want to invest in some 48-hour antiperspirant protection. Real Madrid are winning 5-0. Thanks, Jonathan. Bill Oddie. Again, Billy Ocean's more relevant than Bill Oddie. What's your score for the weekend, says James? I think it'll be a draw, United and Liverpool. Barack Obama, you could do that for BO, but I think people might get the wrong idea and think you mean that they're revolutionary leaders. Thanks everyone for tuning in anyway. It's been a really good show. I've really enjoyed it. And make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Tomorrow night, I just really hope United produce something good. I really do. We're not going to get destroyed by Liverpool. I think we'll get a draw. 6 minutes added on, says Bruno. Yeah, 6 minutes added on. I'll be in the bath for 10. Sounds like I'm inviting you. I'll be in the bath for 10. Come and join me. Threefold pass says it took them a red card, a penalty and an overturned penalty, but they got there in the end. I think McTominay and Fred are nailed on to start tomorrow and on Sunday. Look, I totally get why United fans and Liverpool fans are saying you're being an idiot. You're definitely going to lose on Sunday. But I've seen enough football games. I've certainly seen United when we were good playing Liverpool when they were crap, and you've beat us, and you've got good results out of us. This is a derby without being a derby. It's the number one game that, Paul Ince was on about this on the United Stand on Monday, that start of the season, the one game you look for is Liverpool United, and then you look at Man City or whoever, or Everton if you're Liverpool. Man United Liverpool is the game you look for. It's like a derby. Very rare that you get 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. So I think it'll be a tight game, and I can see a 1-1, maybe even a 1-0. United could win it, Salah comes off. Risky says, Mark, can you make a Mark Goldbridge flavoured Sneak energy drink? As I would love to see what you taste like. Personally, I think your flavour would be delicious. That just sounds all sorts of wrong. I take it most of you think that Liverpool are going to win on Sunday. I don't think we will. I think we'll get a draw. I do. I'm doing well, Brandon. I hope you're doing well. Thanks everyone for tuning in. It's been a good stream. I hope it's a good stream tomorrow night. Can't be doing with any more. I mean, look at the players we've got. Oh! Over the bar. Over the bar. That was a good chance for Atletico Madrid. Right at the end. It came to him on the edge of the box. Lack of composure. He's put it over the bar. It's not 3-3, it's 3-2. I think your sneak flavour would be Bovril or a pint of Director's Bitter, says Luke Jones. Blue raspberry's nice. What would my sneak flavour be? You know what I'd like? I love rhubarb. Like, we've got this hand wash which has got rhubarb in it, and I love smelling my hands after I've had a crap. Not when I've literally just had a crap, but I mean like when I've washed my hands with the rhubarb stuff. It's lovely. So I think a rhubarb and custard sneak energy drink. There you go. I reckon that would be a winner. Thanks for the super chats tonight. Unheard says, thanks for all the great content recently, Mark. Keep up the great work. I have been doing a lot of great content recently, I must admit. But no, I've been doing a lot of content recently now. I am very tired today. I said that. I was going to be on the 7 o'clock show, 11, and I said I just can't do it. I think United are exhausting me. This sort of content's fine. Even my FIFA career mode is frustrating at the moment. And that's United. United are exhausting me at the moment. That's a nice big watch. It's 22.54 in Spain. We all know that. If you know, you know. And only a minute to go now. Penalty for PSG again. It's a good win for that. You know, Leipzig nearly getting a big result there, but PSG coming through. Suarez getting a yellow card. It's still going on. Might get a red here if he's not careful. I think he wanted a foul for what Van Dijk did on him. Probably was a foul, to be honest. He did come through the back of him. Can't say I don't ever have any sympathy with him. Mbappe's missed the penalty, by the way. Timo Mbappe, says Sherman. Do you get tingles when Incy calls you Marky, says Patrick? No. We're on a level. We're both great ex-midfielders. Respect. Goats appreciate goats. Yes, he was more successful than me, but those are the breaks. Firmino. Good shot over the bar. Thanks, football. Animo says, mark my words, United will win against Liverpool with Ronaldo scoring a brace. 6 minutes are up. Not a United fan, but is Ricky on fan cams again, says Switz. I don't think so. I think he's just going to do the odd show here and there. I'd love him to come back. We'd all love him to come back, but I think he's just, taking his time. Pacing himself. Simeone's running. I think he must have the car on the monitor or something. I don't know why. I don't think he shook hands. I don't think Simeone shook hands with Klopp. I think he ran off. So I don't know what that's all about. Sour grapes, really, but he's obviously pissed off. Liverpool are scoring 3+ goals every away game at the moment, says Levi. Well, it sets it up for a massive game on Sunday, doesn't it? But look, tomorrow night I'll be on the United stand if you want to join me for that. United against Atalanta. I mean, whether you're a United fan or not, we're an interesting watch at the moment because it could go either way. Thanks everyone for watching tonight. Really enjoyed the stream. Good chat, good conversation, 5 goals, interesting events. That's what it's all about. That's Footballs for everybody. So make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'll talk to you all in a bit.